If I may, she's only paying because there is a 5-day jail sentence hanging over her head.
That may be. You're not talking to somebody who has a firm grip on life, right?
Right.
If Miss Thomas had a really firm grip on life and felt in control of things, there would be a substantial likelihood that Katie would be with her and her 2 sons as well. She lost that, so she doesn't have that kind of control that she should. She is sending support. I'm sure it doesn't cover Katie's needs. I don't believe at this point she can do any better. She's not making any excuses. I mean, she knows that she probably did some terrible things to her children by neglecting them for a long time while she was involved in substance abuse and before they were removed from her custody. Fair statement, Ms. Thomas?
Katie was hurt for a very long time.
There's no question about that, because there is a lack of understanding. If you're a little bit older, sometimes you understand how substance abuse can take hold of you, and it's hard to shake it. It's hard to get that off your back. But when you're 5 or 6 years old, that's a hard thing to get over.
We would try to encourage her relationship with her mother, and then her birthdays would come along, and Christmas, Valentine's, Easter, nothing. Not even a phone call, not a card. Well, she did send her a postcard from either Oregon or Washington once, which she still has on her dresser. She gave her, her mother told us that she bought her a gift to give to her, which was some overall shorts. And I think the most memorable gift that Karen has given her was a rose from a gas station for Christmas one time. And that's it. That is the extent of her acknowledgement of her.
Miss Thomas is now paying the price for all of that.
Right.
How old are you, Miss Thomas?
39.
She's 39 years old. She's by herself. She is estranged from her daughter. And at age 39, she's trying to rebuild a life. Sounds to me like you have a pretty good life.
We work hard, though.
You work hard.
We do.
But you have a firm grip. You're lucky. I'm certain that if Miss Thomas had made the right choices earlier on, she would have loved to be standing where you're standing. She made the wrong choices. For whatever reason, she made the wrong choices. And you do not have an order with regard to these bills, but I find that there is an impossibility of her performing her agreement to pay for half of the orthodontic bill for Katie, and that's exactly what I'm doing. Case is dismissed. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
I should be allowed to see my daughter. I haven't seen her for 6 years.
She doesn't have good memories with her mother. She only can remember bad things.
When I get back home, I'm signing my parental rights order because I can't deal with this anymore.
And now the next case.
All parties on Franks versus Goff. Step forward, please.
26-year-old radio producer Steve Franks is suing former friend, 26-year-old mortgage broker Heather Goff, for a loan and a U-Haul rental.
Mr. Franks, you claim that in a time of financial difficulty, you loaned the defendant some money and paid for some moving expenses for her from where you live, which is where, in Chicago?
Correct.
To Florida, where she wanted to move with her son. She says there were no loans, just a series of gifts that you made to her. Mr. Franks, how do you know the defendant?
She is a friend. I've known her for about 2 years.
Did you ever date her?
No.
So tell me the circumstances surrounding you making this initial loan.
The initial was a check I have for $2,000. What it did is it covered a lot of back bills that she had. It was right after Christmas time, and she had spent a lot of money on her son, and it left her short on rent and other bills. And I asked her if she would like to borrow the money, and she said yes.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
I trusted him. New Year's Eve, I passed out on the couch and I woke up in the middle of the night to him trying to do things to me.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Steve Franks says former friend Heather Goff stiffed him on a series of loans. Heather says they were all gifts.
Tell me about it. I want to know exactly. She had a lot of loans. She had a lot of bills.
Right.
Where were you when you had this discussion?
We were at her house. I just came over to visit, and we were just discussing her financial situation, and she was crying, And she's saying that her son's the only person in the world she has, and she has no other friends. And I just wanted to help out. I was
So what did you
I'm
say?
in a good financial position.
I just want you to tell me what you said to her. She's sitting there on the couch crying. You're in a good financial position, according to you. So what did you say to her, Mr. Franks?
I asked her if she would like to borrow the money, any money that she needed to get herself on her feet. And
what did
pull
she
herself.
say?
She said yes.
Did you come up with a figure?
Yes, we talked about it a little bit, and I said, well, how about $2,000? And that was supposed to leave her even a couple $100 extra to play with.
What was the payment plan that you made with her to return this money?
We didn't set any kind of payment plans. We were good friends. It wasn't something we discussed. She would pay me as much as she could whenever she could.
I mean, was
And-
that discussed?
Yes.
When was it discussed?
At that point, too.
Well,
and
tell
at
me
many
about
other
that.
points throughout our
Well,
friendship.
no. I want to know about this
This
night. Get to the language used.
the language used would be that she would not have to repay me until after she moved. We knew she wanted to move. She was going to change her life. She's going to be in a better financial position after she moved. And that at that point, she would be more structured. She would be able to make some kind of arrangements.
Okay. So then she's getting ready to move to Florida, and you say you rented a U-Haul for her?
Yes, ma'am.
Why did you rent the U-Haul for her?
She also did not have the money at that point.
Tell me the circumstances surrounding that move.
She did not have the money to put up for a U-Haul. And the circumstances were talking about it, and again, I asked her if she would like to borrow the money for the U-Haul. And she also said yes. And
when was this?
That was the night before this receipt right here.
Okay, can I see it, please?
Your Honor, if you'd also like to see the proof that I did pay for these, I have the credit card that matches the numbers on.
No, I believe you, sir.
Okay.
I believe you. She doesn't even dispute it.
I've
So
no
what
dispute
you
on that.
claim she owes you is $2,000 for the loan, which you
Right.
have a check, $238 and $374.
I believe the other item you should have in front of you is for a transmission job. The transmission on her vehicle went out right before she was scheduled to move.
Let's hear about the transmission.
The transmission and actually the U-Haul were discussed about the same time. They were happened at the same time. She took the truck to the transmission shop, and I knew that she wasn't going to have the money to get it out. And the night came before, again, she was crying on my shoulder, said, I'm not going to be able to do this, Steve, and her move would have been denied if she could not have done it.
So what? So what?
So I felt I should be a good friend and do it. I inherited a lot of money, and it was not a burden on me to loan her this money.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
Now I'll hear you.
Okay, we were friends for about 2 years, just like you said. I was in a lot of financial distress. I had a roommate who had been taking advantage of me. I had somebody break into my house and steal my money. And I had somebody steal my car, and it got impounded, and, you know, just a bunch of different things compounded together, and I had problems. I never asked him for anything.
So you didn't mind taking all these things?
Well, no, I did not. I'll answer that.
I'm glad you answered that. What about paying him back for some of these things?
We never, it was always a gift. It was always
What
something-
about paying him back as a moral person?
As a moral person.
As a moral person, let's talk about the fact
as a
that
moral
you got to
person.
Florida and you cut off all contact with him, okay?
Okay. On Christmas Eve, he confessed his love to me and whatnot. And then
Yes.
on New Year's Eve, we went out as friends. I trusted him.
Just
I
a minute,
trusted
hold
him
on a
as
second.
friend.
So Christmas Eve, he tells you that he loves you. And what do you say to him?
I said, I can't do that. That's, you know, I don't feel that way. We're great friends, and I'll always be your friend, and went on like that, and he agreed to that. He didn't have a problem with that. He said that we could continue to be friends, and there would be no strange feelings
Go
because
ahead.
of what he said. New Year's Eve came along, and I trusted him. We went out together to be with friends and whatnot, and we came back to my apartment like we always did. We're friends. I passed out on the couch, and I woke up in the middle of the night to him trying to do things to me.
That's on New Year's Eve.
Yes, and I was
And
very
then-
intoxicated. I passed out.
Then 4 days later, you borrowed $2,000 from him. You took $2,000
I did not
from him.
borrow any money
Just a
from
second.
him.
4 days later, after he told you that he loved you, and you found him, according to you, groping you on the couch New Year's Eve, 4 days later, you took $2,000 from him.
I needed help.
Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $2,612. That's it.
Parties are excused. You may step out. Case number 105 on the calendar in the matter of Wetzel versus Santillano. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Folks, have seats.
Mr. Wetzel, you own a limousine?
Yes, ma'am.
And according to your complaint, you were contacted by the defendant to drive a group of her friends around for her birthday party.
That's correct.
According to you, you got stiffed for the fee.
That is also correct.
How much was the arranged fee with the defendant?
The amount was for a flat rate of $500 for the evening, for the time that the car was reserved for.
And how many hours are you supposed to be working?
This reservation was made from 7 p.m. till 2:30 in the morning, which is about 7.5 hours.
And were you driving that night?
No, ma'am. I am the company owner, and Gene Mosier here is one of the drivers that was my witness.
You were driving that night?
Yes, ma'am.
Step up, please. What is your last name?
Mosier.
So where did you pick up the defendant?
Huntington Beach.
Did you pick up other people with her at the same time?
When I got to the apartment, there were other people there, yes.
How many other people?
I think the count was around 8.
All women?
There was, I think, 7 women and 1 guy.
Had you received any payment thus far from her?
No, ma'am. How we normally do it is we take a credit card, a number over the phone to reserve the vehicle.
Is that what you did in this case?
Yes, we did, and that confirms the reservation.
Okay. And whose credit card was it?
The name that we have is hers, Anita's, and the card number was a Visa.
Was that your card and your card number?
Yes.
So that confirmed the reservation?
Yes. But the balance is supposed to be paid actually in cash at the time of the pickup.
Okay. And what happened when you picked her up with regard to payment?
Well, when I...
7 women and 1 guy.
Okay. When I picked her up, I went up to her apartment, met Anita, met her friends, seemed very nice, and regarding payment, she told me that her boyfriend was going to pay for it on his credit card.
And what did you say?
I said that would be fine.
Did you get the credit card?
No, I did not.
Why not?
Because how it was supposed to work out, I was supposed to pick it up at her boyfriend's work and get it from him.
Was that the first stop or the second stop?
This was the 3rd stop.
So what was your first stop?
My first stop was at a friend of hers, friend to pick her up.
So now there are 9 passengers.
Correct.
Second stop.
The second stop was at a restaurant, which was Gordon and Biersch.
And what happened there?
At that point, I dropped the clients off, and I was going to her boyfriend's work to get his credit card number.
What time did you drop them off?
I dropped them off at around 8 o'clock.
When were you supposed to pick them up?
I was just going to get his credit card number and then come back to the restaurant and wait.
So did you go to the boyfriend's restaurant?
Yes, I did.
And is boyfriend here? Is that... No boyfriend here. They're fungible. They come and go.
That's true.
Did you get boyfriend's credit card?
Yes, I did.
And he was aware of the process?
Yes.
This was for a birthday party?
Yes.
How old are you?
25.
Was this for your 25th birthday?
Yes.
And you went back to the restaurant. What time did they exit the restaurant?
They exited the restaurant, it was between 9:45 and 10 o'clock.
Anything unusual when they exited the restaurant?
Nothing unusual. I mean, they had a lot to drink at that night, so it's nothing usual.
Nothing unusual?
Nothing unusual, yes.
Where did you go at 10 o'clock?
At 10 o'clock, the plan was to drop them at her boyfriend's work, which he owns a billiard hall and a nightclub, and they were going to finish off the evening there.
So did you go there at 10 o'clock?
Yes, ma'am.
But the problem that we had in the beginning of the night, which I think Gene forgot to mention, is about when they got in the car. We have a policy in my vehicles that there's absolutely no smoking in the vehicles at all. Under no circumstances, no money to be bought. We do not smoke in the vehicles.
Is that posted anywhere?
It is posted on the contract, which gets signed before the run starts.
Let me see the contract.
And this was kind of one of the issues that created a problem at the beginning of the night.
Okay. When did the defendant sign this contract?
At the beginning of the evening.
Was that in her apartment or downstairs?
In her apartment.
Okay. So there was a problem with smoking in the vehicle. When did that start?
That started right after I picked her up at her apartment. They lit up a cigarette once. And at that point, I turned off the vehicle and asked them nicely not to smoke.
And did you have any further problem with that?
Yes, I did.
When?
About 10 minutes after I told them not to, I looked back there and I noticed a pipe, a girl that was pulling out of her purse. And right before she started to light it, I told her, please don't smoke. At that point, I thought it was a good time to pull the client aside. So when we got to her friend's house, I got everybody in the car and asked Anita if I could talk to her. And I basically said, Anita, please do not smoke.
And what did she say to you?
She said, fine, Gino, I'll take care of it.
And was there any further problem?
Not until the end of the evening.
Okay, well, let's go back to dropping them all off at the boyfriend's billiard parlor.
Okay. Yeah, like I said, I dropped them off there, and I waited, and they were having a good time. And about 12, I think it was 12:30, 1 o'clock, I'm not real sure, Anita came out and asked me, she said, Gino, could you do me a favor and take 4 of my friends home and then come back and pick us up? I said, no problem, I'll do that. At that point, as I get them in the car and we're driving along, once again, someone is lighting a cigarette in my car. So once again, I tell them, please do not smoke. And from that point on, I got to Huntington Beach, opened up the car door, and found someone got sick in my car.
You mean threw up?
Threw up in my car, yes. At that point, what I was thinking from there, that the run needed to be terminated, okay, because it just seems like they weren't doing what I was saying at all. So my game plan from there was to go leave Huntington Beach, go to...
You dropped off the 4 girls?
Yes, I did. Yes, ma'am.
Go ahead.
Okay. From there, I went to the Plush Pocket, and my first thing to get Anita and get her boyfriend, pull them aside and let them know what has happened.
So what time did you get back there?
I got back there at about 1:40, 1:35. Pulled Anita aside and her boyfriend, told her that we had a problem. From there, showed her what happened, told her that the gal smoked one more time, and I was not going to take them any further. At that point, she was very upset, had a lot of obscenities to say. She was very angry and said, forget it, we'll take a cab, we'll take you to court, that's it.
What about the comment she made for me?
She made a comment, and I'll still remember, she actually said that, Tommy, your owner, can out of my...
Nice.
Yeah. So I was thinking, oh, this is a real good night. From there, I noticed that she's in the front seat of my car. I didn't think much of it. I thought she was looking for her purse. Got everything out, driving down the freeway, and I'm almost back to the garage, and I noticed that my credit card slip is gone.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
We've been drinking freely all night.
If you got a bunch of drunken girls who were vomiting all over his car, I would take a bunch of drunken sots 5 minutes.
And later today,
According to what I've read, you were all out drinking. You were all slobbering together in the car. Everybody drinking and everybody pretty drunk. Fair statement?
It's fair.
real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Limousine company owner Tom Wetzel and his driver Gene Mosier say Anita Santiano and her friends were out of control during a limo ride.
Okay, let's hear you.
Okay, I made the reservation with Tom here, and when I made the reservation, I told him that my boyfriend at the time is the one that was buying me this limo for my birthday. So I didn't think I was responsible for payment at all. When Gino got to my house and picked us up, he asked me to sign this, and I did not read it. I thought it was just to confirm that I was being picked up and everything.
That's your problem.
So, right. So I signed it, and we went to dinner. We picked up more passengers, and we went to Plush Pocket. He did get the imprint of his credit card number, so everything was fine at that point. One of my girlfriends did throw up in the car, and she's not here today, but one of the girls that were in the car with her is here. And he did come back to me and tell me that he was ending the ride. And I said, you can't do that. We still have, at that time, we still had about 2 hours left.
No. What time did he get back?
I don't quite remember, but I'm guessing around 1.
Well, if you don't quite remember, he said it was between 1:30 and 1:40. So you had another hour left on the car. Go ahead.
He came into the club.
Let's talk about the smoking first. There signs posted in there that say no smoking?
It's on the contract, which I just read, but there's no signs in the car that I noticed.
Did he ask you to stop smoking?
Yes, and I told everybody that was with me in the car to stop, and we stopped.
You mean nobody's picked up a cigarette or a pipe to light again?
No, after the first time he told us, yes, someone did try and light something else, and he told me, and that's when he pulled me aside and he told me no smoking, and I said, okay, I took care of it. I told all the girls, no smoking, you know, this is my car, don't do this. So everybody obliged, and they did not.
Except the 4 that he took back.
Right.
Who were pretty drunk at that time, according to you.
Right.
According to you, everybody was pretty drunk.
Yes.
So he comes back, he drops off your friends.
So I was not in the car when they were smoking, otherwise they wouldn't have done that.
But you're responsible.
Right. So he came back,
and he came into the club and he got me and my boyfriend, and Gino took me out to show me the car. There was a little vomit, maybe about that big, on the leather seat, which could have just wiped off with a towel. I'm not saying that it was okay for that to happen.
So did you go and get a towel and wipe it off?
No, I did not get back in the car at all.
Well, who'd you expect to clean that up?
I told him I was willing to pay the $350 to clean up, which says in the contract, which is $350 for the cleanup. And I said I'd be more than happy to pay that. I just want to ride home because I'm with a lot of my girlfriends and we've been drinking freely all night, knowing that we had to ride home.
Right.
And we're a half hour from home.
Yes.
And he refused to drive us home at that point. He did not offer us a ride.
Did you say what he said you said to him?
I don't recall.
Because you were drunk. Because you were drunk.
Yes.
Oh.
It was my birthday.
Anita.
Turned 25.
You expect him to be out this money? Did you go into the front seat of the car and pick up the slip?
Actually, that was not me. That was my boyfriend.
Is he still your boyfriend?
No.
You're stuck. You signed the contract, Anita. You're the client. That's what it says.
He left us girls stranded.
Who cares?
So therefore, he did not fulfill his side of the contract.
No.
His contract
He
was
doesn't have to. He doesn't have to continue if there are unforeseen circumstances. If you got a bunch of drunken girls who are vomiting all over his car, who don't know at your age how to comport themselves as young women, he doesn't have to continue a run and jeopardize both himself
Does it
and the
say that
people
in
in
the
the car
contract?
and the people in the car.
Does it say that in the contract? He told me at the time he was ending the run, he says it states in the
I
contract.
asked you if you recall using the language that he attributes to you that evening, and you said to me, I don't remember.
Honestly, I don't remember.
Because you were too drunk.
Yes.
I wouldn't take a bunch of drunken sots 5 minutes. You owe him the money. All the money. $850. Judgment for the plaintiff. That's all.
Your Honor.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
He did not drive us home, and he left us all stranded looking for a ride home.
Judge Judy, obviously, great decision. We're happy with it.
I think it's ridiculous.
And now the next case.
All parties on Hall versus Bejan. Step forward, please.
24-year-old Mark Hall is suing 23-year-old customer service rep Andre Bejan for wrecking his car during a night of drinking.
The only people I want standing here are the people that were in the car that night. Everybody was in the car. You were all there?
Yes.
Okay. According to what I've read, the 5 of you were all out drinking that night.
That's correct.
Everybody drinking and everybody pretty drunk. Fair statement?
It's fair. Fair.
You were driving.
That's correct.
Driving while drunk.
Maybe.
Driving when you shouldn't have been.
Correct.
And you left this club, and you were all slobbering together in the car. You decided to go home.
Yes, I wanted to go home.
He wanted to continue to go drinking. He hadn't had enough yet.
Well, dancing.
It was after 2, so
was
there's
after
no
2, so
alcohol
there's no alcohol
served where we were going.
Maybe.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
You pushed your sister fell. According to you, you got mad at the sister falling, you punched him.
No, he threw his sister, and I have a younger sister.
Don't give me...
That's what
he
happened.
pushed her, he shoved her, whatever. You got
threw her.
annoyed, you punched him.
Because I have a younger sister.
Fine,
he
I
hit
don't
his
care
sister.
why. I don't care if you have 10 younger sisters.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. 24-year-old Mark Hall is suing 23-year-old customer service rep Andre Bejan for wrecking his car during a night of drinking.
So you asked for him for directions.
That's correct.
He wasn't forthcoming giving you the directions, and since you were all pretty loose, you told him to get out of the car.
That's correct.
That's not what happened.
Shh. And you stopped the car. And he got out of the car.
Right.
It's not true.
I didn't ask you a thing. Was I looking at you?
No, you weren't.
You told him to get out of your car. He got out of your car. Then, according to you, you got out of your car.
That's right.
And there was a fight. And you claim that during the course of that fight, he intentionally damaged your car.
That's correct.
The car was damaged
Did you
during
see
the
me
fight.
looking at you?
I'm just trying to state the truth, Your Honor.
I didn't ask you to state a thing.
Okay, I'll refrain until you ask me to speak.
Perfect. Let me tell you what happens when people who are drunk drive a car. They get Zippo sympathy from me.
Understood.
Because if he damaged your car during this fight, you and your car deserved it.
This is something that happened after the fact.
You mean he got really mad and he came over and he kicked the car?
That's correct.
Right.
Just a second. Tell me, Mr. Hall, why, after you told him to get out of your car, and he accommodated you, why did you get out of the car?
We were still continuing our argument.
Why were you continuing your argument? You didn't have to argue with him anymore. You said, get out of my car.
We were still continuing the argument.
No, you wouldn't have continued it if he got out of the car, he closed the door, and you drove away.
That's not what happened, though.
But why?
Still needed to argue, I guess.
About what?
His lack of respect for everything.
You told him to get out of your car because you were annoyed with him. He got out of your car.
That's correct. We were still arguing, though.
Well, how could you have been still arguing, sir, if you're sitting in the car and he's outside the car? You were just...
He didn't want to get out of the car at first until I got out of the car.
I thought I got out first, you just said.
No, you said he got out of the car first.
I got out of the car first.
And then he got out of the car?
Then he got out.
Then why didn't you get back in the car?
We were still arguing.
So your car got damaged. You were fighting.
This is something that happened after the fact. When
Well,
the fight
tell me
was
how
over.
it happened after the fact, sir. So you're out of the car, he's out of the car. Your sister came out of the car, according to you, to try to
Right.
pull you away from him.
Right.
In the course of that, you pushed your sister fell. Who's the
Threw his
sister?
She
This
flew
is-
about 5
Cried?
feet.
Yes, my sister tried to
Pull
break
you
up the
away,
fight.
you pushed your sister fell. You're the sister?
That's correct.
Did you fall?
Yes, I did.
Good. According to you, you got mad at the sister falling, you punched him.
No, he threw his sister, and I have a younger sister. Which
Don't give me...
That's what
He
happened.
pushed her, he shoved her, whatever. You got
threw her.
annoyed, you punched him. That's what you said here.
Yes, that's true, because I have a younger sister. and
Fine,
he
I
hit
don't
his
care
sister.
why. I don't care if you have 10 younger sisters.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
All right, so now he punched you. Then what? Then you started to fight.
We started the fight, yes. After that.
So you fought. And
When the fight was over, I got back into my car.
how did the fight get to be over?
The fight was just
The
over.
bell rang?
Basically.
What happened?
We were done brawling after for 5 minutes or so.
Yeah.
Got back into my car. He thought that he wasn't done with his business, and he started to damage my
Nonsense.
car.
How did
As I was in my car,
Well, tell me how he did that.
kicking it and punching it.
Let me see.
It's nonsense. He was up against his car, and it hit him in the head when he threw his sister. And we were up against his car the whole time.
He's also known for his deceitful lives.
Nonsense.
So you're in this truck? You're talking about these little dents on your car?
$2,400
That's the ones that I
worth.
Which
kicked and
happened during
punched.
the fight.
Yeah.
Sit down. Well, you got some nice little dents on your car. What's the expression? I can't say that. It happens. This stuff happens when you're drunk and you drive a car. Case is dismissed. That's all.
Parties actually be seated. Have a seat.
Miss Lopez, it is your claim that the defendant, who is the mother of a former roommate of yours,
Yes.
stole your dog and her puppies, and you want to be compensated to the tune of $1,900.
Yes.
The defendant says that you neglected this dog, that she spent over $1,000 in vet bills putting the dog in a reasonable condition, and that she ultimately sold the puppies. We'll find out what she did with the dog. I understand that this was not the first time your dog had puppies, according to your complaint. Is that right?
That's correct.
What kind of a dog was it?
It was a Chipu, half Chihuahua, half Poodle.
Where did you get the dog from?
It was a Christmas gift to my daughter from her father for Christmas of 2002.
How many litters have you had with this dog?
This is the second one.
Who did you breed her with?
It was actually a situation where there was a dog, a poodle, that lived around my area. And I had a doggy door, and the dog was able to squeeze through my gate. And while
So
I
what
was
you're
at
telling
work,
me is
she
that-
got pregnant while I was at work.
So what you're telling me is you don't know really who the father was.
No, I do. I know the dog. I know the dog.
So it was an accident.
Yes,
Why didn't you have the dog spayed?
because I figured that I had it fixed. I had intentions of doing it, but it happened too quickly.
Well, that doesn't happen too quickly, madam. You got the dog as a puppy in December of 2002.
Well,
Within
she
6
just-
months, you had the dog spayed. And if you didn't have the dog spayed, then you know that you could
Well-
run the risk of the dog having puppies.
Well, I had intentions of maybe breeding her, but I wasn't expecting it to happen the way it did.
In August of 2004, she had her first litter.
Yes, that's correct.
And is that the first time that Miss Malden helped you?
Yes, that is correct.
And tell me about that.
Well, I was at work, and I had another roommate at the time, And when she let me know that our dog Zoe was going to have puppies and that she didn't know what to do, so she contacted Christy to help her out.
Well, you told me she called you at work.
She called me, right, to tell me, and
she called you at work, and what did you do, Miss Lopez?
I was going to come home, and she's like, I was going to come home. She said that she knows Heather. Heather's mom is good with dogs, so she's going to call Heather's mother and see if she would help her out. So she...
Why didn't you go home?
Because I was working, and I couldn't... because I had... My roommate told me that she was able to handle it, so I didn't go home.
How many puppies were delivered in August 2004?
There were 4.
All born alive?
Yes, all of them.
All of them survive?
Yes.
Did you sell all 4?
I sold 2.
What happened to the other 2?
The other 2 is a sad story.
Well, let me hear. I'm interested in sad stories. 4 were born alive. You sold 2. What happened to the other 2?
Okay, well, my...
Let's get the story, please. Are the other 2 alive or dead?
No, they died.
When did they die?
They died about 2 months after they were, or a month and a half after they were born.
Were they in your custody when they died?
They were.
Had they been taken to a vet up until that time? The answer is yes or no.
No.
Okay. So now you have puppies that are 6 weeks old that you didn't know how to deliver. 2 of them died after they reached a month and a half old. So that was clearly your fault.
No. It wasn't...
What did they die from?
Well, okay, again, I had to go to work, and it was hot. It was in the summer. So my air conditioner broke, and my dog, it was... How do I explain this? Okay. It was really hot. My dog was... Okay. I ended up putting... Okay, I had a dog house outside on my patio, and I put my dog and the puppies outside at night because my air conditioner broke at night, and it was extremely hot. It was so extremely hot. Well, it was cooler night, so I put them outside, and again, my roommate and I agreed, that I would, that they would go outside. I'd go to work in the morning. She would go and take them and bring them back in the house. Well, I went to work, and she ended up sleeping in, and I guess two of the puppies crawled out of their doghouse, and they died.
So again, it was somebody else's fault?
No, it was not somebody else's fault. It was my fault.
Good. Okay, now you should have understood, Miss Lopez, that breeding dogs was not for you.
I wasn't breeding them. It was an accident. It wasn't something...
An accident happens once.
Okay.
Then you take the dog to have the dog spayed.
Right.
You did not.
No, I did not.
So the dog got pregnant again. Do you want to tell me how that happened?
It was by the same dog. And it was the same way.
Same dog, same way. And you did the same thing. You called the defendant.
I called her this time, yes.
I said you called the defendant.
Yes.
I read your complaint, and you called her and said what?
And I told her, my roommate trusted that you helped deliver Zoe's first litter, and I was like, I need to go to work again. And I asked her if I could bring Zoe over so that she could assist in making sure that she was okay, because I realized that her water broke. And so she, I asked her and she agreed. So I went over there and I dropped Zoe off, and I told her that I would come back and, check up on the puppies.
Well, when did you come back?
I went to work, and then I came back the following day.
When did she have the puppies?
She had them that day.
What was the date?
It was January. It was about January 30th.
Is that the date?
So
What's the date?
She brought them to my house on the 20th. She delivered the puppies the 21st in the evening.
She delivered the puppies on the 21st?
Right. Yes, ma'am.
When did she come back?
Sunday.
Which is what date?
Well, that would be the 23rd.
3 days after she brought the dog to your house?
Yes.
Okay. Now, Miss Lopez, between August of 2004, when your dog had the first litter,
right,
and January of 2005, how many vet visits did your dog have?
She had 2 vet visits.
You have the forms?
I don't have those.
What were the visits for?
It was just a checkup. That's it. Getting her shots, and that was it.
What's the name of the vet?
The vet, I don't have that information.
How many dogs do you have?
I only have one dog.
Well, if you only have one dog, then it's not a problem with remembering the name of the vet. You remembered what happened in August of 2004 pretty much verbatim.
Right.
So just the name of the doctor.
I don't have that information. I'm sorry.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
You certainly don't have any room up here to take care of yourself, a 5-year-old, a dog, and 8 puppies, because you couldn't figure out that that doggy door was going to be open and closed and open and closed and open and closed. So you got to think about that.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Veronica Lopez says her former roommate's mother, Christy Malden, stole her dog Zoe and Zoe's litter of puppies. Christy says Veronica has no right to be a pet owner.
Okay, Ms. Malden, the plaintiff brought the dog to your house on the 20th of January. Yes. You delivered how many puppies?
4.
Were you aware of the fact that the plaintiff was responsible for the death of 2 of the puppies that you had delivered the previous summer?
Yes, ma'am. I was very upset when I found that out.
After you delivered the 4 puppies, and they were all born alive?
Yes, ma'am.
Did they all survive?
Yes.
What happened with Zoe?
When Veronica called me on the 20th, she asked me if I could watch the dog. And I said, yes, I'm homesick today, so that'd be fine. I'll watch her for you. And she brought her over, and she said, I think her water broke. And so I watched her, and the dog, her water didn't break, but she kept throwing up. So that happened throughout the whole day on Thursday. Friday, she was pretty much the same, but she delivered the puppies, started around 5:30 on the 21st in the evening. And she had a hard time with those, so I had to assist her in those, pulling the puppies out, because she's so small and so weak.
Somebody have a picture of this dog?
Yes.
I'd like to see.
Here's one of the babies, too. That was when the puppies were 3 weeks old.
Okay. When did Zoe have to go to the vet?
Well, Sunday, Zoe started having diarrhea in the evening. By Monday, she was throwing up. I had put her in my bathroom with the babies and came back at lunch to check on them, and she was laying in both feces and nursing the puppies at the same time. I then called Veronica and let her know, the situation, told her they needed to be taken to the vet. And she
You
said,
remember that phone call?
Yes, I do.
Did you rush home to take her to the vet?
I told her that I was going to come by and pick up the dog.
Did
I
you?
did not. No, I did not, because she didn't explain to me or go into detail on what exactly was happening.
I mean, is there something thick? She's had your dog the 20th, 21st, 22nd, and 23rd. She had the dog when the dog delivered the puppies, when the dog was vomiting, which she told you about. She had the dog when the dog had the puppies. Now she's calling you and saying, there's a problem. The dog has to go to the vet.
Right. See, I went to her house. It was 2 days after Zoe, or a day after Zoe had the puppies. I went over to her house to go visit my dog and the puppies.
I'm talking to you about the day she called you and said the dog is sick.
Right. But there's more that goes to that. And
how old's your daughter?
She is 5 years old.
Okay. Have you ever gotten a call from school and what's your daughter's name?
Alexis.
Alexis. Alexis is sick. You have to come and get her.
Yes.
And you go after work?
And yes, I do.
You go after work. You say, you just hold her there. I'll be there when I can get there.
Yes, I do. I get off. No, I apologize. No, I don't tell her to hold on there. I get out of work and I go get my daughter. I apologize. I was missing.
Well, that's what I'm asking you.
Yes.
That's what this lady said. She said this dog is very ill and has to go to the vet.
I understand that.
What do you understand, Miss Lopez? What you have to understand at your age is you got enough on your plate without a dog. Yeah. You got enough on your plate taking care of yourself. Now you got enough on your plate taking care of yourself and a 5-year-old. You certainly don't have any room up here to take care of yourself, a 5-year-old, a dog, and 8 puppies, because you had 4, 2 you lost, and 2 more you had, because you couldn't figure out that doggy door was going to be open and closed and open and closed and open and closed. So you got to think about that. You didn't use your brains to think about spaying the dog when you were supposed to. The dog got pregnant, had puppies. Because of your neglect, 2 died. So it would seem to me somebody in their right mind would say, listen, I better have this dog spayed now or move to a house that didn't have a doggy door. Not you. You kept the dog, you kept the doggy door, and what do you know? Neighbor's dog comes in again, and once again your dog is pregnant. And you are running to work. So you call somebody else to clean up after you.
Well, I was working, and she called me and she told me she had already taken her to the vet.
No.
This is after the conversation.
No. You said I'll be there.
Right.
Did you leave work?
No, I did not leave work.
What time do you get off from work?
Sometime in the afternoon, late afternoon.
Your Honor.
So you had no intention of going over there?
No, I did.
Did you go and say, I have to leave work?
Veronica Lopez claims her former roommate's mother, Christy Malden, stole her dog Zoe and gave away Zoe's litter of puppies.
What was the vet bill for Zoe?
It was $1,900.
Can I see what they had to do with the dog,
$1,009.88. Those are the doctor's notes.
They had to give your dog an IV catheter replacement, fluid therapy, fluid additives, plasma transfusion.
She had to have a
dog
blood
was
transfusion.
hospitalized, spayed.
The dog was severely malnutritioned.
A dog that is malnutrition doesn't have 4 healthy puppies. My dog was well loved.
Tubman may concern. Zoe is a 2-year-old female terrier. She had given birth 2 days prior. She had been vomiting throughout the day and was in a moribund state. She had a fever, a life-threatening low blood calcium, and had lost 1/2 of her red blood cells. Saving her life required 4 days of hospitalization, a blood transfusion, a plasma transfusion, and abdominal surgery to remove her uterus that was continuing to bleed postpartum.
And I'm not denying any of that information. I know that my dog needed help. But the thing is okay, the first day I went to Miss Malden's house to go look at my dog and the puppies, I saw that they were in good care. I did. I saw that they were in great care. And I mentioned to Heather, for your mom doing, this good deed and whatever, I want to offer her one of the puppies. The first thing that she mentioned was that my mom doesn't want one of the puppies, she wants Zoe.
Well, because Zoe was the neglected one. Miss Lopez, listen to me very carefully, madam.
Yes.
Did you pay her the $1,000 that you spent at the vet?
No, because I didn't have $1,000, and that was.
Well, you didn't have $1,000. Where did she get $1,000 from?
She didn't, and that's not. I told her okay. After she mentioned that, the next day, the following day, after I had the conversation with Miss Malden at work, she told me she was going to take her to the vet, and I told her that I was going to go ahead and take care of it. I was going to take Zoe to the vet myself.
A vet whose name you can't remember. Did you give her back the $1,000? She paid the bill. The answer is
no.
Yeah. Good. Where are the puppies?
I sold them after they turned 6 weeks old.
Okay. How much did you get for the puppies?
I got $300 for 2 of them, $200 for 2 of them, and then I sold Zoe for $300.
Who did you sell Zoe to?
I don't know who they were. I did screen the homes, though.
I don't know if I believe that, Miss Malden.
I don't, really. I don't.
I read the complaint. I read your answer. And I am, quite frankly, sympathetic with your position. But legally, you had no right to sell her dog. You understand that?
Yes.
She has no right to have a dog.
This is correct.
She doesn't know how to take care of them.
Right.
She's neglectful. She has a very full plate. And she has no right to act irresponsibly.
Right.
She caused the death of 2 puppies. She almost caused the death of Zoe because of her neglect, and she was perfectly happy to have somebody else pick up the slack for her. She is not a person who is responsible enough to have a pet.
Right.
But that doesn't give you the legal right to dispose of her dog. So the only thing that I have to come up with is, what are Miss Lopez's damages? Because for every lawsuit, there has to be damage.
Yes, ma'am.
I've already decided that legally you had absolutely no right to dispose of her dog.
Well, Your Honor.
Don't say anything to me.
Can I just...
Miss Lopez, listen to me very carefully. I've just told you that the defendant had absolutely no right to legally
but
to
she was
sell
already
your dog.
trying to convince me to give up my dog.
Absolutely. Because you have no right to have a dog.
No.
Listen, I just told you, there isn't enough up here to take care of yourself. You have yourself and you have a 5-year-old daughter. You have no right adding to your plate a helpless animal that requires somebody else to do a little thinking for it, like spaying it so it doesn't become pregnant twice in 1 year, not taking puppies in out of the sun when it's 90 degrees outside, needs somebody else to think about taking care of them. You don't have that kind of time. I give you credit for working 2 jobs. I give you credit for being a single mom and taking care of a 5-year-old and working to take care of yourself. You have no right to have a dog. You don't have time. You don't have time to make that commitment. And the only thing is I have to figure out what your damages were. She took over your dog. She had, on a dollar profit, she had $300 that she made, in addition to what she spent on your dogs at the vet. But she also took care of your dog and your puppies for 8 weeks, where you did zippo. No, I'm speaking. Zippo. Nothing. And as far as I'm concerned, her time in taking care of your pets have to be worth something. If your puppies were with you and you had to tube feed them for 2 weeks, you would have had to take off from work to do that. Otherwise, you would have neglected them and turned them over to your roommate who let 2 of them fry out in the sun, which would have been an unsatisfactory resolution. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $1. That's all.
Pardon, Judge, you may be seated. Gentlemen, have seats.
Miss Castellano, you're driving along in your car and you hear something.
Yes, I do.
Tell me, describe what you heard.
It was just a loud thump.
A thump.
Thump.
A thump. That's what you said in here.
Yes.
A thump. What did you do?
I immediately pulled over and I noticed that there was egg on my vehicle.
So an egg hit your car?
It looked like maybe more than one, but I don't know.
Yeah, it could have only been one egg because all you heard was one thump, right?
I believe so.
You heard one thump, you got out, you looked, and there was egg droppings on your car.
Yes.
And it is your claim that the defendant's son threw the egg. It caused damage to your car, which you estimated over $2,000.
Yes.
Is that right?
Yes.
Okay, so what makes you first think it was the defendant's son?
There was a group of children standing on the side of the road.
How many children?
Probably 3 or 4. And I went up to them and I said, "You just threw something at my car," and they said, I'm sorry, and they seemed like they were a little bit afraid. And then the father came out, Mr. Marino came out, and I told him that I believe your children had thrown something at my vehicle. And then he talked to his son, and then he came back to me and said he would take full responsibility for it. He told me to get an estimate, get the car washed, and he would take care of it.
Miss Castellano, let us assume for the moment that the defendant's son was involved in throwing an egg at your car. You're the son?
Yes.
Who threw the egg at the car?
Juan.
Juan. Who's Juan? Is that a friend of yours?
Yes.
Step up. Did you throw the egg at the car?
Yes.
Did he throw anything at the car?
No.
Why'd you throw an egg at her car?
It was an accident, cause
you don't throw an egg by accident.
No, cause we played with an egg, and I threw it at him, and he went down, and I threw the egg, and he hit the vehicle.
He hit the car. Yeah. Did you tell this lady that you had hit her car with an egg?
No.
Why?
Because I was afraid.
Did you know who hit the car with the egg?
Yes.
Did you admit that you hit the car with the egg?
No.
No. Okay. But you say the father said he would take care of the damage. Now, what I want to see, Ms. Castellano, is $2,369 caused by one egg hitting your car. That's what I found suspect.
It dented the vehicle, and that's why I thought maybe it was more than like a stone or something.
No, it was
an
egg.
brand
You
new
saw
vehicle.
the egg on the car.
Yeah,
you said you saw the egg on the car. You heard one thump. So it was one thump, which was an egg. Not 2, not stones, not rocks. You point to several different areas, madam. You've got dents in 2 spots on your car.
There is one major dent. Those are pictures that I did take of several different ways because it's a black Expedition.
No, you're making circles in various places. One looks like on the bumper and one looks like on the side of the car.
There is on the side of the car scratches from what I brought it right over to get an estimate on this vehicle, and they noticed that there were from the egg or the stone, whatever it was that was thrown at my car. I know it was an egg, but it could have been something else with that because it scratched the side of my vehicle. It's a brand new vehicle, and I agree with you. I thought that it was a lot of money, but
it is a lot of money. It is a lot of money, and you're suing the wrong person for all this money.
My son's friends that were in the car know Mr. Marino's child.
Yes.
And he saw him do it.
Really? Who saw him do it? Raise your hand. Really? You saw him do it?
Yes.
This was during the day or at night?
It was at night.
What time at night?
I'd say around 9:30.
Who wants to go first? Perfect. Who are you?
My name is Brandon Castellano.
You know Juan?
I've never met them.
You've never met either one of them?
No.
And so tell me what you saw.
Like we were driving from San Diego, so we were
Yes.
coming home. I turned to the right, you know how you see people on the side when you're looking, and I seen someone throw the egg. I seen Hector Moreno throw the egg.
You'd never seen him before?
No, but I can recognize him because I saw him.
Really?
Yes.
What was so clear about Mr. Marino that you know it was Mr. Marino as opposed to Juan?
Because I got a good look at him. He was wearing a white shirt.
So my question is, are you identifying him by virtue of the clothes he was wearing or his face?
Both. I've seen his face and his clothes.
When?
When I turned to the right and I seen him throw the egg.
When you went up to the house, did you go with your mother?
Yes, ma'am.
What did you say to your mother?
I pointed him out and said that was the one that threw the egg.
Without question, you pointed him out?
Without question, I knew, without a doubt.
Is that right?
No. He came up to me and was cussing at me.
At you?
Yes.
Was he cursing at anybody else?
Him.
What was he saying to Juan?
Like the F word and all that, and something about Mexicans.
According to you, Ms. Castellano, you said in your complaint, my son and his friends got out of the car and told the other boys, not boys, that they saw them throw something at my car. Little Hector Marino, Jr., that's you, said, I'm sorry. Did you say that?
I didn't say that.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Julie Castellano says 13-year-old Hector Moreno Jr. threw an egg at her car. She wants Hector Sr. to pay for the damage.
What did you say?
Nothing, because my dad came out and he said to go inside.
So what did your son tell you, Mr. Marino?
When I heard something, that somebody was yelling outside of my house, I went out. They said, what happened? I asked them. They say...
Who's they?
Them. Juan, his brother, and another two boys that they were. And I say, what happened? And he says, I don't know. And
Who's
then
they? One boy is talking to you. Your son spoke to you. What did he say to you, Mr. Marino?
I asked them.
You asked him. I want to know what you asked your son.
I asked my son, what happened?
And what did your son tell you?
He said, I don't know. He told me, I don't know. And I said, well, you don't know. What's happened with the car? Because I saw she was something in the car. He says, I don't know. I said, get into the house. And then Ms. Castellano, she says, your son threw an egg to my car. And I asked them who did it. And everybody was...
I don't know.
Okay. And she says, there is the egg in my car, and you can feel the scratch in the chrome molding. And I say, it's okay. Take it to the car wash, and I prepare the car wash. Come back tomorrow.
She said you could see the scratch on the chrome molding.
Yes.
Not on the side of the car.
No. She put me, and she made me to feel the chrome molding. And I say, it's okay. Just take it to the car wash. You come back tomorrow, and during the day, we'll see the damage, and we'll see what we can do. 3 days later, she sent me a bill for $2,500.
Out of the question. It's out of the question even if your son threw an egg at her car. But you lied to your father because you knew what happened with the car, right?
Mm-hmm.
When you said, I don't know anything. You knew what happened.
Yeah, and then I told my mom inside. I told her what happened.
But you lied to your father.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
And you lied too when you said, I didn't know anything.
Because I was afraid.
Well, when did you finally tell the truth?
When he was like going to talk with us about the damage.
All right. What I want to see is the estimate that you have for this car, Mrs. Castellano.
I have the first estimate that I got.
Let me just take a look at it. I just want to see what these estimates generally look like. Point of impact, right front. 18 days to repair.
That's why I don't know if it was just an egg. I mean, I know I heard a thump, but it could have been a number of eggs. It could have been something because my car had nothing, no dent, no scratches in it before.
Ms. Castellano.
Yes, Your Honor.
I'm looking at the damages that you are attributing to this one thud on your car, where, according to the defendant's father, and you agreed with that you actually walked over with him and made him touch where the goo was of the egg, right? You heard one thump, one. So unless there was some sort of rock or abrasive material plucked in this egg, which is highly doubtful, it was an egg that hit your car, not for $2,500 worth of damage on the bumper. It just doesn't happen. But in any event, I am not satisfied that this young man did it. I have another young man who acknowledges that he did. I think you ought to sue his family. And if the case comes before me, then we'll get down to more of the basics as to what kind of damage an egg causes to a car that requires 18 days to repair. Your case is dismissed. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
I have the witness here that actually saw little Mr. Hector Marino throw it.
He didn't do that. It was his friend.
And now the next